Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. And I'm going to jump in here for a minute because some of y'all are freaking out. Some of y'all are going crazy over this recent thing that's happening in the stock market. The stock market took a big dip today, a major drop. A lot of it having to do with the coronavirus. The coronavirus apparently is something that is growing every day, and people are starting to freak out about it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of go through an article on CNBC I found on this topic and kind of provide some insights that maybe will help you guys figure out like what move you want to make on your portfolio and all that good stuff. How many of you in here are stock market investors? If you're a stock market investor, say aye. Let me know if you are investing in the stock market right now. If that's important to you, if you're doing that for your family, because I think that's a really important move. That's a boss move. Also, please share this, retweet this, push this conversation around so we can all be more financially intelligent. So here's what's going on. I'm looking at CNBC and it says the market slides as coronavirus outbreak worsens. Here's what 5 experts say to watch. Stocks fell sharply on Friday, wiping out the Dow Jones Industrial Average's gains for January, as investors grew increasingly worried about the potential economic impact of China's fast-spreading coronavirus. The Dow dropped 650 points, or 2.3%, after Delta and American suspended all flights between the U.S. and China. United Airlines announced similar measures later in the day. Now, this is a big deal. This is actually kind of personal for me because my stepson, my son in the house, he's actually was supposed to go to China, and the trip got canceled because of this virus. And he's also actually a little bit sick right now. So I'm on the phone with his dad. We were just making sure he's going to be okay because we're kind of worried. Like, okay, is he all right? Anyway, the Dow dropped 650 points. Let's see here. The Dow's biggest one-day point declines in the last 12 months was 800 points on, August 14th of 2019, 767 points on August 5th. So it's rare to get a 650 point drop. That's a pretty big deal, 2.3%. That's big numbers. About $1 trillion in market value, or trillions of dollars in market value have been lost. The Dow dropped even as Amazon surged 8.3% to a $1 trillion market value, joining an elite club shared only by Apple, Microsoft, and Alphabet. Senior analyst Iya Fagan at Wallach Beth Capital noted that traders were unwinding equity positions, which means they're selling the stocks on Thursday, and overnight futures trading after the World Health Organization didn't recommend a travel restriction on China, while sentiment got a boost from Amazon's earnings. But now, quote, there's fear going into the weekend. Fear tends to drop the stock market. So when people get scared, money gets lost. The theme coming into this year was the Fed and Trump are going to bail us out of any problems, but the virus is something neither one can do anything about. That's a reason to be more fearful. China's National Health Commission confirmed Friday that there have been 9,692 confirmed cases of the coronavirus with 213 deaths. So it sounds like the coronavirus is not something that's guaranteed to kill you. It looks like it kills maybe about 2%. Maybe, let me see, 1% would be about 96 people. So about 2.5% of the people that get the coronavirus actually die from it. So it doesn't sound like the coronavirus is something that is ultra deadly. In fact, I believe that there are more people that die every year from the flu. But it does look like this is an issue. But I do wonder, how this ties into what's going on with the U.S. and China, and if the Chinese feel that the United States has inflated the fears of the coronavirus as kind of a covert economic warfare sort of tactic against China, kind of making them literally and figuratively toxic. Now, the Chinese, I don't trust the Chinese. The Chinese, I don't think their data is usually all that accurate. I don't know if you guys know, I think it was during the time of, what's that guy's name that everybody loves? Chairman Mao. The time of Chairman Mao. Mao has this big mausoleum in Beijing, and thousands of people line up to like go and like look at his body or view his tomb and stuff like that. And so he's kind of like, imagine Kobe Bryant plus Martin Luther King times 10. Like that's what you get when you see Chairman Mao in the middle of Beijing and Tiananmen Square and all that. Well, during Mao's era, there was a time where there was an error during that era where they severely miscalculated and gave bad data on how much food they were growing in the country. And as a result, millions and millions of people starved to death. I think 20, 30, 40 million people died because they just didn't report reliable information. And so somebody asked, Diego asked, is Trump reliable? No, he's not either, right? So you got two unreliable forces kind of dealing with each other. The only difference is that the Chinese have a more authoritarian government, so it's a lot easier to lie in a government like that as opposed to a democracy. So, for example, I would almost say that the same things that Trump is getting impeached for, if that happened in China, I think it would be a nothing burger. I don't think anybody would even take him to court over that. Democracy comes with its pluses and minuses. The World Health Organization recognized the deadly pneumonia-like virus as a global health emergency on Thursday, citing concern that the outbreak continues to spread to other countries with weaker health systems. The World Health Organization's designation was made to help the United Nations Health Agency mobilize financial and political support to contain the outbreak. The virus, which was first discovered in the Chinese city of Wuhan, has spread to at least 18 other countries and has dampened sentiment over global growth. In fact, actually, I think the CDC actually forced a quarantine on people who came to the United States from Wuhan. So it looks like it's kind of growing. What I always think about with the CDC is that, I feel like there's always stuff out there that we just don't know about, stuff that they don't tell us about because they don't want us to freak out. Based on the surface and what I'm seeing, I just really don't understand exactly why the coronavirus has caused this kind of reaction. It makes me feel like there's more to it because based on the numbers just aren't adding up. I mean, a lot more people die from the flu and I think the probability of death I don't know if it's higher or lower, but you have a lot more flu deaths than you have coronavirus deaths. Now, that doesn't mean that the coronavirus deaths can't grow. So I want to do more research and figure out, does it spread faster? Is that why you're worried? And also remember, you had stuff like Ebola out there. Remember, Ebola was out there and then they just stopped talking about it. I'm like, did Ebola die? Like, where did Ebola go? Like, it's got to still be out there, but they're just not reporting it in the media. So a lot of times what we see in media is our lifeline to what we think is happening in the world, but there are lots of things that are happening in the world that are not being reported in media. Let's see here. So the outbreak of the coronavirus has added another headwind to the near-term outlook for stocks, says Peter Berezin, chief global strategist at BCA Research. Viruses often become less lethal as they mutate because a virus that kills its host is also a virus that kills itself. Unfortunately, in a world of mass travel, a virus can spread across the globe before it has time to lose potency. Las Vegas Sands and Winds Resorts, two stocks that are coronavirus proxies, given their gaming exposure in China, each fell 1.5%. So since they do a lot of business in China, they dropped because the virus is connected to China. In corporate news, Caterpillar shares fell 1.6%. After the industrial giant CEO warned about, quote, global economic uncertainty in the company's latest quarterly earnings report. Caterpillar also issued disappointing earnings guidance for 2020. However, Amazon took off. Jeff Bezos was about $13 billion richer in a matter of minutes because he's a big owner of Amazon stock. Amazon stock shot up because they surpassed by a long shot the earnings expectations. So somehow Bezos and his team are smart enough to make this company keep growing and growing and growing. So that's going to be really interesting to see, how far they can grow, how long they can keep growing. And because Amazon's such a big company, it's actually kind of countered all this negative, bad news in the market. How do I feel about this news? I honestly feel like it's short term. I think in 2 weeks, I just would be very surprised if we're still talking about the coronavirus in 2 weeks. But at least that's been the trend for about a decade with the market. It goes down, something bad happens, then about 2-3 weeks later, everything's fine again. But that doesn't mean it's going to happen this time. Who knows? The coronavirus could be it could become a zombie virus that takes all of us out. I have no idea. But anyway, at the end of the day, at the very least, my belief in investing is I remain pretty consistent. That's what I do. So if you want to know what I'm doing with my portfolio, the answer is not much at all. I'm just continuing to buy on a regular basis consistently. That's what I do in order to build wealth over time. So if you'd like to learn more about stock market investing, we have a great stock market investing class in the Black Business School. So feel free to go to theblackstockmarketprogram.com, THE. That's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. Hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Please share this to your page if you're on Facebook and retweet this if you're on Twitter. And I'm out of here, guys. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins. Please have a great day, and I will see you guys very, very soon. I got to go meet the new babysitter. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.